Hi guys, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick run through on how to drill and tap a hole for some of you who don't know how to do it, right? First of all, what I'm actually going to do is, this is an M6 bolt, and I want to do is I'm actually going putting a bracket on here for an expansion bottle for the radiator. So what I want to do is I'm going drilling, there'll be two holes drilled, well there already are, drill two holes here and one here, tap them out to M6, and that way I can hang my bracket directly onto the frame rather than welding it on or whatever the case may be. Okay, so that's just for the purposes of this. I'll actually be putting welding a captive nut on there later on, but for now this is just to let you know how to drill a hole and tap it. Firstly, anyway, most important thing is when you're drilling a hole, get your hammer where you're actually going to drill your hole. Give it a belt of a punch, because that way when you start your drill, it's not going to wander all over the place. Okay, so you will actually drill direct into the punch hole that you've made. Second thing to remember, there are specific sizes of drill bit for specific tap sizes. This is a 5.1 millimeter drill bit. You can get them in any engineering shop. 5.1 millimeter drill bit. And this is for an M6 tap, because the difference between the 5.1 which is and the M6, which is 0.9 of a millimeter, is the depth of the tread on the tap. Drill your hole. There's a thing called a starter tap. Now, I don't know if you can see this here or not, but what it looks like is there's no tread at this end. That actually slots into the hole and it gets progressively wider until it becomes the correct width that it needs to be. And then the tread starts all the way down to the end. So you get your start, you get your tap, you put it, make sure, very important, get yourself a small bit of oil. Run a small bit of oil through the tap. It helps the tap go through quicker. You run your tap through, literally, this has already been done, but you'll find a small bit of resistance, but run it through and back off the tap a small bit every now and then, just to run the swarf off the tap back out of the way, because otherwise it'll only get, it'll jam up the tap. So twist it all the way through, run it the full length of the tap, all the way through, back it back out. It's not that difficult to do. Just make sure what you're doing is make sure when you do it, keep your tap straight. Don't put it in an angle up or down, because it'll just make a complete mess of it. When that's done, you should have no issues. Run your bolt in there. I can run in there quite easily, as you can see. And there you go. That's your M6 hole drilled and tapped. Next job I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a bracket from here to here to support the exhaust. I've already got one hidden in the back here. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's actually just there. So that's tying the two of these together so they can't separate. Next job now is I'm going to tie this to the frame, which makes the whole lot solid. The front end, obviously, they're mounted at a cylinder head, but I don't want the cylinder head bolts taking all the weight of the exhaust, because if anything happens and anything hits off it, you could end up snapping it off the head. So the plan is to put this up here to tie it in with the rest of the sprockets that I've got in there as a hanger. So I'm going to put two tabs on here and bolt this to them then as the hanger. Right, I've actually made the bracket for the exhaust to support the exhaust, because, as I said before, it was only being supported at the head, which isn't the safe thing to do. I've welded a tab onto the frame here and a tab onto the exhaust down here, and all I've done is I cut a piece of sprocket and drilled it to fit. So that's the bracket there. It's actually quite an easy bracket to make, so I'm very happy with that. Also, while I was at it, I had some 25mm flat bar. So I cut the bar to break. There's actually a joint here on the tower that runs the full way down, and what you have is two sides joined together. That was very badly welded. There was a couple of spots here and there, but there was nothing really in it. So it has to be supported. It's not nearly strong enough. So with that properly welded now, when I strip it down in a couple of weeks' time, that tower will be rock solid, especially with the brace from the sidecar here. Hi guys, okay, I've welded in that sprocket now to make up the frame brace. So that looks quite good. So my gas went on my MIG welder, so due to this COVID thing, I'm going to have to wait now a while for gas, so I'm reverting back to my arc welder. But for now, anyway, that's fine. I've also done this I had a couple of bits of old sprocket left over. I had a small one, so I said, look, I might as well make use of them. And I think they actually fit the look quite well. They look quite good there. So I got the 2 of them done. Hi guys, right. Yesterday I made up the bracket for the speedo. Right. So needs a small bit of tidying up, but basically it's made. Right. The next job is I've got the speedo here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm making a brass cover for the speedo. So I cut a template out of cardboard. The template goes on here. The next guy here is this guy. He's going to go all the way around like so. So we'll cut the 2 of them. We'll get the 2 of them. We'll cut them out of this brass sheet that's here. So I just basically all I do is lay them off on the sheet, cut them out. And the whole plan then is to get them Durastick rods that I got that didn't work on the wheels and actually weld up the whole lot together. Hey guys, right, this is just a quick video. This is the speedo that I made in the last video, or the speedo cover. So that's all set up, ready to go. So what I've done now is jump up here. Hang on. Try again. Right, I've made that's where the speedo is now being mounted. It's actually being mounted down low between the bike and the sidecar. So this guy is going in here. 1 second now. We'll bang him in there. 1 second now. Right, that's just him roughly placed into place. Put into place. So that's where it's going to go. So I'll give it a quick whip around the back. And as you can see, it's sitting down nicely between the bike and the sidecar. Guys, right, I was faced with an issue with regards to the handlebars on the bike. Because this is going to be a sidecar driven bike, the issue was going to be if and it will be available to have a passenger on the bike itself. The problem you're faced with here is the person who's on the bike, the handlebars will be moving while they'll be held onto it. So if it gets stopped at a checkpoint, then the person who's on the bike will be deemed to be in control of the bike. So I can't have that. So what I've had to do is come up with a plan where you can take the handlebars off the bike and mount them to the frame. So the handlebars on the frame will be solid. They won't be able to be turned with the wheel. So they'll be completely, just literally a pair of handlebars for holding on only and nothing else. So based on that, the issue that I have now, what I've done is basically this. What I've done is I've made this. This is this handlebar mount. What we'll do is it will take the bottom of the. It'll take a bottom of the clamp, handlebar clamp. You can mount the clamp completely onto it, as you see here. Look, so there's your mount. Clamp goes on the top. 1 second now, we get a set of bars. So, for example, you see this. Your handlebars will be mounted directly in here. So this will be effectively your new solid mount. Okay, so taking that off, I'm going to sort of swing you around now to the bike. Now, what I'm actually going to do is, if you can see me here, I'm going to mount this clamp up here. So that's going to be where the clamp will be, just behind the headstock as it is at the moment, maybe sort of 6 inches behind the headstock. Your clamp will go on top here, like so. And on the top of that then will be the location of your new set of bars. So it will still have a set of bars. They will just be completely solid and non-movable. So that's it for now, guys. Okay. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.